Alright, animal lovers, buckle up, because today we're diving into one of the wildest what-if matchups in the animal kingdom. Imagine a showdown between two of nature's most iconic powerhouses on one side, the mighty brown bear, a walking tank with claws and muscle to spare. On the other, the silverback gorilla, the jungle's undisputed heavyweight with brains, brawn, and a stare that could stop you in your tracks. Now, let's be real, they'd never meet in the wild. Bears roam the forests and mountains of North America, while gorillas keep it tropical in the heart of Africa. But for science, curiosity, and maybe just a bit of fun, we're imagining a face-off where instincts, strength, and survival skills collide. Here's the question that keeps me up at night: can the raw, crushing force of a brown bear overpower the speed, agility, and intelligence of a gorilla? Or would brain beat brawn in this epic animal clash? Let's find out. Now let's talk about the walking mountain that is the brown bear. This beast is no joke. We're talking nearly 1,500 pounds of pure muscle, and when it stands up, it's almost 10 feet tall. That's taller than most NBA players and definitely taller than you or me. Those massive paws, armed with claws the size of steak knives, about 4.5 inches long. Add to that a bite force powerful enough to crush bowling balls over 6,700 kilopascals. That's more pressure than a hydraulic press. But don't let the size fool you. This big guy can sprint up to 35 miles per hour. That's faster than a racehorse over short distances. Imagine a dump truck charging at you that fast. Yeah, terrifying. Brown bears are built for survival. From snowy mountains to dense forests, they can handle just about anything nature throws their way. They're not just strong, they're incredibly tough and can chase prey for miles without slowing down. So here's the big question: if this tank of muscle and fury were to square off in the wild, could anything actually stop it? Or is the brown bear the ultimate champion of raw power? Now meet our second contender, the silverback gorilla. Don't let the plant-based diet fool you. This guy is a powerhouse. Weighing in at around 400 pounds, he's not as massive as the brown bear, but he's built like a pro bodybuilder who lives in the jungle and never skips arm day. His arms stretch out over 8 feet wide, giving him incredible reach and leverage. And when this big fella throws a punch, it hits with almost a ton of force. That's like getting smacked by a wrecking ball in a fur coat. Even more impressive, his bite force is estimated around 8,900 kilopascals. That's higher than a lion's, and this guy doesn't even hunt. Just imagine what those jaws could do if he ever decided to go full beast mode. Gorillas are shockingly quick too. They can hit 25 miles per hour and scramble up steep terrain or through dense forest like it's nothing. They're agile, smart, and know their environment like the back of their hand or paw, in this case. So here's what I'm wondering: can strategy, speed, and raw intelligence hold its own against the brute strength and size of the brown bear? Could this jungle warrior outmaneuver a heavyweight tank? What do you think? Let's break it down. Let's talk weapons and tactics, because this isn't just a showdown of muscle, it's a battle of battle styles. First up, the brown bear. This beast fights like a living bulldozer. With claws longer than a human finger and teeth that could crush bone, its game plan is simple: overwhelm, overpower, and don't let up. It's not fancy, but it's brutally effective. Think of a heavyweight wrestler who just keeps coming, round after round, no matter what. Now switch gears to the gorilla. He doesn't have those claws or fangs, but don't be fooled. This guy has insane upper body strength. He can tear down banana trees just for fun. And if he gets his arms around you, it's like being caught in a hydraulic press with fur. But here's where things get really interesting. The gorilla brings brains to the brawl. He's a thinker, a planner. He might use the terrain, set up ambushes, fake a retreat, or bait his opponent into a trap. In a fight, this makes him unpredictable and dangerous in ways brute force can't cover. So what really wins in a wild face-off: raw power and pressure, or strategy and smarts? Can a thinking warrior take down a natural tank? What would you bet on in the wild, brawn or brain? Alright folks, let's step into the wild arena and see how this fantasy face-off plays out. The gorilla makes the first move. He puffs up, beats his chest like a jungle drum, and charges in with a punch so strong it could dent a car door. He slams the bear's ribs with all his might, but the bear barely flinches. It's like he just got bumped by a linebacker during warm-ups. Then he swings back with one of those signature bear slaps. Boom. It's like getting hit by a tree trunk. The gorilla stumbles, stunned, trying to shake it off. Now things get intense. The gorilla dives in, wrapping his arms around the bear in a crushing grip. He's trying to end this with a chokehold, maybe even crack a rib or two. But the bear's sheer mass and muscle are too much. He powers out of the hold and counters with a brutal bite to the neck. That's the game changer. One bite, right to the throat, and the gorilla's done. The brown bear stands tall, victorious, covered in dirt and a little banged up, but still the last beast standing. So here's the question, even with brains and brawn, can anyone really match the unstoppable force of a grizzly on a mission? What would you do if you had to face either one in the wild? And there you have it. The mighty brown bear walks away the victor. Not because he's the smartest guy in the forest, but because he brings a terrifying combo to the table. We're talking raw power, claws like steak knives, and stamina that just doesn't quit. When it comes to a straight-up brawl, sometimes brute force really does beat brains. Now, don't get me wrong, I love gorillas. They're clever, strategic, and strong in their own right. But up against a walking tank like a brown bear, even King Kong might want to rethink his approach. Nature has a way of showing us that not all battles are about tactics. Sometimes it's about who can take the biggest hit and keep swinging. But don't go anywhere, because we're just getting warmed up. Next up, we're going full bear mode. It's the heavyweight showdown you didn't know you needed. Polar bear versus grizzly versus black bear. 3 titans. 3 styles. 1 ultimate bear brawl. So, which bear do you think comes out on top? The Ice King of the Arctic, the powerhouse of the forest, or the scrappy survivor who plays smarter, not harder? Drop your baits in the comments, because this next fight is going to be wild. Love, legacy, and baby beasts, reproduction in the wild. Now before we jump back into battles and brute force, let's take a breather and talk about something a little more romantic. Or at least as romantic as nature gets, because even the toughest animals have to make time for love and legacy. Let's dive into how brown bears and gorillas keep their species going strong. First up, the brown bear. These big guys are solitary most of the year, but when summer rolls around, love is in the air. Males can travel miles looking for a female in heat, sometimes even fighting other males for the right to mate. But here's the wild part. Brown bears use something called delayed implantation. After mating, the fertilized egg doesn't implant right away. It just hangs out for a while until the mom has stored enough fat to support a pregnancy. Talk about smart family planning in the wilderness. Now gorillas, on the other hand, live in family groups all year round. One dominant silverback usually leads the troop and fathers most of the babies. Courtship in gorillas involves grooming, chest beating, and even some gentle eye contact. Sounds kind of sweet, right? When a baby gorilla is born, it weighs about 4 to 5 pounds and clings to mom like a fuzzy little backpack. Gorilla moms are incredibly nurturing and protective, and they nurse their babies for up to 3 years. That's some serious parental dedication. Both species invest in their young in very different ways, and both strategies have helped them survive for thousands of years. But here's a fun thought. In a world where size and strength often decide the winner, does the better parent ultimately create the stronger species? So let me ask you this. Who would you rather be born to, a tough, lone mother bear who will fight anything to protect you, or a gentle gorilla troop with a wise silverback and a big, loving family? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget, the next battle is just around the corner. Alright, let's dive into the personalities behind these 2 animal powerhouses because strength isn't everything sometimes, it's about attitude and smarts too. First up, the brown bear. This guy is the definition of a lone warrior. He's a bit of a rugged introvert who prefers to roam solo through forests and mountains, doing his own thing. But don't mistake his solitary nature for weakness. When the situation calls for it, brown bears can be surprisingly curious, cautious, and even playful. Yes, bears have a sense of humor. But when it comes to protecting their territory or cubs, they're fierce and unyielding. Think of a no-nonsense, take-charge type who doesn't back down from a challenge. Now, flip the coin to the silverback gorilla. This dude is the social kingpin. Living in tight-knit family groups, he's protective, intelligent, and a natural leader. Silverbacks have a calm but commanding presence. They use their chest beating not just to intimidate, but to communicate strength and keep the peace. They're patient, strategic thinkers who value community and cooperation. When you see a silverback watching over his troop, you know he's got the smarts and heart of a true guardian. So who has the edge in personality? The grizzly's rugged independence and raw determination, or the gorilla's social intelligence and protective instincts? It's a battle not just of muscle, but of mindset. Which personality would you bet on in a wild face-off, the lone tank or the jungle strategist? Drop your thoughts below because this is where the real fun begins. If you enjoyed this wild showdown, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and join our growing tribe of animal battle fans. We've got more epic matchups, jaw-dropping facts, and nature's fiercest face-offs coming your way. And hey, we want to hear from you. Who do you think should have won this fight? Have you got a dream battle in mind? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. Thanks for watching, and remember, in nature, expect the unexpected.